Hey everyone, today's video is called You Weren't Meant to Live Life on Repeat. And honestly, I'm already having a controversial opinion to this, but let's see where it takes us. So let's check it out.
Nobody wakes up and decides to live a repetitive life.
Maybe I
It
do.
just kind of happens. One habit at a time.
And maybe none of it is in our control in the first place. The person we are now is just what shaped us.
Same morning walk, the same breakfast, the same rhythm.
Some people peak in high school, man.
You don't really notice it at first. It feels like structure. Like you're getting your life together. But then before you know it, days start to blur into one. And everything feels fine. Not amazing, not horrible. Just kind of this flat line. Your routines become rituals, your curiosity silent, and your world starts to shrink.
Hey, sometimes I find joy in routines, like when you can optimize them to the max, like for example, like commuting to work, walking to my workplace and it's only 10 minutes away, like 0.7 miles. Like that's a W to me. And sometimes when I'm coming back home and I'm sprinting and it takes less than 10 minutes, then it's a W for me.
Confined to the same spaces you find yourself in every day. Same rooms, same streets, and the same mind.
Nah, that's crazy. Having one monitor in 2026.
With the same thoughts.
You were ultra focused though. Props to you.
And you'll never quite realize any of it. Just how small your world has become. That is, until you get out of it.
This is what we've got. Complete whiteout. 5 wins. You got 4 brief.
Hey, travel is one of the biggest levels of fulfillment in our lives. And it's because we go out and try something new. We go out and be in a new environment. And like I said, the external factors, like situational psychology, our environment shapes us and our past most of the time. And so if we just find a new environment, that's going to shape us in the future or in the now. So
Stirs in your dough.
It's funny how being away from life as you know it can make you see things a lot more clearly. Change.
But I'm also like Joker. I mean, that's why my channel is called MartinDJoker. You live within the chaos and appreciate the chaos and the routines. That's also life. And I'm with the chaos 24/7 until I go out and travel.
Not only what you're looking at, but where you're looking from. I think that's what keeps me coming back. Perspective.
We just came to the conclusion that we don't really care how much money we'd be making, as long as we would make enough money to go on trips like this.
Yes,
if life quality
100%.
was measured in the quality of your experiences, I mean, this is life worth lived. Wow! Boom, 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 boom!
It's almost like a wake-up call from the way in which I tend to sleepwalk through my life. It reminds me of the endless ways in which you can spend your days, and of the repetitive ways in which I tend to spend.
But also, people who don't shift their mindsets and they always just like feel extremely happy at traveling and don't change the way they're living at home, then they're just going to be all happy. It's that one office worker that's just happy as hell when they go on trips and then they come back home. They're like, screw it. I have to do another week of working again. End my life. In-game.
How much there is to see and learn and do and be inspired by, and how little I sometimes allow myself to try.
Yes, trying is fun.
Most of all, though, they continue to remind me that there is, in fact, a whole world outside of the one I create for myself.
The world is so beautiful.
But
I'd feel terrified to stand there.
That's the issue with big adventures. You always come back home. You always go back to where you started. And the cycle always.
That's why you gotta improve your home base. Come on,
continues.
Guys.
But it doesn't have to.
Oh. That's actually good, yeah. I respect it.
I used to think it was pretty black and white, that I had to choose between a quote-unquote normal life and an adventurous one. And I'd envy people who lived in places that seemed full of novel experiences and opportunities. I'd assume that it just wasn't accessible to me because of how or where I lived, or the money, time, and freedom it seemed to require. A bit of a grass is greener on the other side type of situation. Except the grass isn't greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it. I mean, probably every place you've ever been to has been someone else's boring backyard. To you, it might be the most exciting and beautiful thing in the world.
Yeah, that's the
While
funniest
to them,
thing.
it's all the same. And I think we often overlook the opportunities that are right on our doorstep. The little ways in which you can invite a little more spontaneity or adventure into your daily life.
Look at this, is our movie theater. It's pretty cozy.
Sometimes all it takes is a little shift in perspective.
Wait, but honestly, isn't this normal? Like she said, normal and adventurous. But people already do what she's doing. So isn't this normal?
To turn your familiar into something new. I've come to a little nature reserve close to where we live, maybe 30 minutes or so by bike, and gonna have a little picnic. There's a little picnic table waiting for me right there. I always associate eating outside with camping and like longer trips, but it never really occurs to me to just do it on a random day, like close to home, even though it's so nice. Because usually when I would be eating, I like read a book or I'll watch a TV show or something like that. But you can also just do this, which I would argue is probably much better.
Makes you feel like transcending.
I think we have
the
this
water.
tendency to want to escape our day-to-day lives whenever it starts to feel a little repetitive. Looking outward at everything that's lacking rather than inward at everything that's worth adding.
Self-reflection. I don't know. I don't even know how many times I have to say this, but it literally all comes down to self-reflection.
Because
If you guys want this, then you can have it. It's that simple. But you have to understand what you want first.
all an escape really boils down to is a change of scenery and, in turn, a change in perspective. Which, contrary to popular belief, is not something you have to jump on a plane for or disappear into the wilderness for. You
That's a
can
fact.
find it all around. I think kind of what
It's
I've
right in front of your face.
realized more and more, and what I've been thinking about a lot is big adventures are great. Like they're super inspiring and whatnot, but they kind of make you realize how small your world is.
100%.
Like if
yeah.
you go on this really big adventure and you come back and you're just like, oh man, like, not that your life is so bad, but it's just so much smaller and less rich than compared to what it was when you were on your big adventure. Whereas if you have all of these little adventures close to home, it's like it just expands your world rather than creating this contrast between your world and the out.
Yeah, I understand what she's saying because micro adventures are literally things to appreciate around you, while that big adventure is probably somewhere like new, unique. And seeing from her trips, like she's doing a lot of like camping, hiking, and stuff like that. So you see how big the world really is. But obviously, if you go around your place and go camping at like the state reservation places, so it's a lot smaller.
Side adventurous world.
It can be a good or bad.
Instead, you just start to recognize all of these little opportunities that are right on your doorstep. And I kind of like that idea that you're not, in a way, making yourself feel more small and more stuck, but you're making your world more rich, because once you do these things close to home, you start to realize just how much more rich your world can be. Does that make sense? Like, this place is like 30
Yeah, it makes
minutes
sense.
from where I live by bike. It's making me feel pretty rich.
You're running out
Anyway.
of some days.
Food.
Hey, W video. This is just someone loving their life, and they're already like an outdoorsy person. But yeah, honestly, I think traveling in essence is just a very good concept because you're just going to a different environment to enjoy yourself, maybe spend time with family or someone you love. So always advocate for traveling for some level of fulfillment because if you really put in the work and effort and budget, like you can go anywhere, to be honest. And so what's holding you back is really your mindset if you like don't decide to go somewhere. So overall, it was a great video. I will leave the link in the description below for the original video. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. If you want a place to reflect, ask questions, share ideas, or talk with people who are trying to live their life intentionally, you can join my Discord server in the description below.